I had reached the breaking point. Weeks of suspicion, hints, whispered excuses, and late nights had finally boiled over, and I couldn't take it anymore. I was done pretending everything was fine. I was done swallowing the doubt. The betrayal I feared was happening right under my nose. We were at a small gathering, friends, co-workers, a casual dinner party that had started pleasantly enough. I had planned my moment carefully. I would confront him where everyone could hear, where he couldn't hide behind silence or excuses. I would force the truth out, and I would reclaim my dignity in front of the people who mattered most. He was across the room, laughing with friends, leaning a little too close to her when he thought I wasn't watching. The sight made my stomach churn. I waited, holding my composure, watching, until the right moment presented itself. When the opportunity came, I stood, cleared my throat, and said it loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. "This ends tonight. You either tell me the truth about her right now, or we're done. No excuses, no lies. I won't wait anymore." A hush fell over the room. Conversations faltered. Eyes turned toward us. He froze for a fraction of a second, then looked at me calmly, almost smugly, and smiled. "You really think you can control me with threats?" he said quietly, almost to himself. Then, without hesitation, he reached into his pocket, grabbed his keys, and walked out. The room went silent. I stared after him, heart pounding, anger rising, disbelief settling like a stone in my chest. He didn't flinch, didn't apologize, didn't even glance back. He simply left, like I was nothing, like my ultimatum meant nothing, like everything we had built, every trust I had given, was worthless. For a moment, I felt paralyzed. I could have screamed, shouted, chased him, demanded an explanation. But something inside me clicked instead. This was not about proving him wrong. This was not about begging for recognition. This was about clarity, about finally seeing the truth for what it was. He wasn't going to confess. He wasn't going to bend to my demands. He had already chosen, and I didn't need his admission to know that choice. I turned slowly, taking a deep breath, and met the eyes of my friends. Some were shocked, some were confused. Some clearly had suspected this all along. And in that moment, I realized something profound. I didn't need anyone else's validation to know my worth. Over the next few days, I pieced together the evidence I had ignored for too long. Late nights, secret messages, unexplained expenses, and her presence in his life, all confirmed what I had already known in my gut. Betrayal had been quietly brewing, and my public ultimatum had only highlighted the truth that had been staring me in the face. I didn't reach out to him. I didn't argue, didn't plead, didn't demand. I let him leave. He had already revealed everything in the way he walked out, keys in hand, without a backward glance. His actions spoke louder than any words he might have offered. The rest of my life became about reclaiming what he had tried to take from me: my dignity, my peace, and my sense of self. I restructured my days, rebuilt boundaries, and surrounded myself with people who valued honesty and integrity. Months later, I realized that night wasn't just about confrontation. It was a turning point. His indifference, his audacity, his casual betrayal had freed me. It forced me to see him clearly, to stop hoping for apologies or confessions, and to stop investing emotional energy into someone who didn't deserve it. Betrayal is often subtle, creeping in through whispers, casual lies, and silent betrayals. But sometimes, the truth arrives in stark clarity. A man taking his keys and walking out, revealing everything you needed to know without saying a word. I learned that day that empowerment isn't about making someone confess or admit guilt. It's about recognizing the truth, owning your choices, and walking away from people who don't honor your trust. The power was in my hands the moment he chose to leave, because that decision forced me to act, to reclaim myself, and to stop allowing his betrayal to dictate my life. Years later, I think back to that dinner party, the room filled with stunned faces, the way the world seemed to pause while he simply took his keys and left. That was the moment I stopped being a victim. That was the moment I realized that life doesn't demand confrontation to reveal the truth. Sometimes, the truth is in the silence that follows, in the actions that speak louder than words, and I never looked back.